ULM hosted its Business Outlook Summit today. Jasmine Bingham shows us how it could impact the economy.
I spoke to officials about how the summit could encourage economic growth for Northeast Louisiana. ULM officials say meetings like these enable them to share ideas and techniques about technology, marketplace trends, and business practices. They say one of the first steps is connecting community leaders with business experts.
We have a responsibility as well to contribute back to the community, using our expertise, using our connections, whatever it happens to be. So we developed this event so that we could provide information to our community that would help all of the businesses and municipalities and organizations in the region be a little bit more successful.
Keynote speaker and economist John Stolfus says technology has advanced society's proficiency in business and could have a great impact on the U.S. consumer and economy.
Information, the dissemination of information and analysis of data is a very big thing, and we think it's good for all 11 sectors, whether it's consumer discretionary, utilities, whether it's consumer staples or medicine. It's great for educators. We think there's a lot of promise for the U.S. economy.
ULM officials say they aim to remain a trusted source of economic development information for Northeast Louisiana. Reporting in Monroe, Jasmine Bingham, KNOE 8 News.